Good morning, students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning session. Today, we are going to study the uniform circular motion. For your kind information, today we are going to complete the lesson's theory part and then we'll move further with the numerical session. So I hope you all are ready with all the content that we have done up till date. In today's session, we will complete with the theory part of lesson number 1, that is motion. Today the content that we are going to do is this, that is uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion. Now, what is the meaning of this word, uniform circular motion? Uniform means having same, like try to recall. We have done that same uniform speed. Object is covering equal distance and equal interval of time. Non-uniform speed. Object doesn't cover equal distance and equal interval of time. Here we are having uniform circular motion. The circular motion of the object is such that it is going on in a specific pattern and a fixed pattern. Okay. So let us understand how this uniform circular motion is carried out. The word itself says circular motion, that means object is moving on a circular path. When the object is moving on a circular path, suppose this is the center of the circle, that is O, and it is having the radii R. Now I will tell you what is the radius. For us, we already have studied in the in the circular motion when we were doing that, how the object is moving on a circular path. For that, the distance between the center and any point is called as radius. We have already done this particular content. Now, the distance between the center and any point on the circle is, suppose you can say A over here, and this is the radius. Now object is going to move on a circular path, and moreover it is a uniform circular motion. Now, have you ever seen this kind of example when the object moves on a circular path? The best example of it is the langaryu, you know. I think you might have played with it in during the kite flying days. Just go on whirling. You'll see that it moves with a constant fixed speed. What is that? It's uniform circular motion. This is how the uniform circular motion is getting carried out. It is going on moving. So this is how the uniform circular motion of the object is getting carried out. Another example of it is the earth that is moving constantly around the sun, moon, constantly moving around the earth. Is it happening that earth has changed its speed achanak se? Has it happened up till today? No. Imagine earth is applying brakes and it is increasing the speed. What a terrific journey we all might be having. No, it's not happening like that. None of such circumstances are happening. Why? Because it is moving with some fixed speed. Yes, it is changing its direction, and somewhat similar you are having over here. Now we are going to understand one particular word, that is tangent. You might have not come across this word, that is tangent. A small word for a this is one of the line, and this line is at the angle of 90 degree with radius. This line is at the angle of 90 degree with the radius. So every line that is at the angle of 90 degree with the radius, that is called as tangent. A line that is perpendicular to the circle. So, this is what a tangent is. It is perpendicular to the radius at a particular point on the circle. When the object is moving on a circular path, it is following the direction of tangent. Okay, imagine you're whirling you're tying a stone, that is tying a stone with the thread and you're whirling it, that is the langari that I was saying. What will happen? Imagine this, how will it move in this direction if you are rotating it like this, then in this direction, in this direction, in this direction, over here, and this is how its direction will change at each and every point. At each and every point the direction is changing. So the velocity is changing, but speed is remaining fixed. Okay, because velocity depends on two things. What is actually velocity? It is speed with direction. What is velocity? It is speed with direction. So as in how the direction is, velocity is depending on two things. One is the speed and another one is the direction. So this is somewhat new concept that is getting added in your stuff. Here you can see at each and every point the velocity is going on changing. And this velocity is as per the direction. And the direction is going on changing continuously. So this is how for a uniform circular motion the speed is remaining fixed but the direction is going on changing. The speed of the object over here is remaining fixed but the direction is going on changing. And this is how the uniform circular motion goes on. The object is moving with constant speed but the direction is going on changing. So it is a uniform circular motion. Object is moving with constant speed on which type of path? Circular path. So this is how the concept is defined. So what is uniform circular motion? The motion in which object moves on a circular path. Motion in which object moves on a circular path with some fixed speed. Okay, then that is called as uniform circular motion. Okay, and the velocity is defined by the direction of the tangent. And what is tangent? It is a line that is perpendicular to the radii at any point on the circle. Just remember that each and every point the direction is changing. At this point it will be in this direction, next point it will change its direction. So at each and every point the direction is going on constantly changing. This is about it, and I'll note the definitions and you have to write those definitions. Uniform circular motion. Object moves on a circular path with constant speed. Then the motion is said to be uniform circular motion. Please note here the direction is going on constantly changing. This is important note. At each and every point, direction changes. Okay? Note this, and you are having exactly 2 minutes for noting the same content. This 2 minutes, you have to see that you note this particular content so that it will become easy for you. I hope that you have noted it. So, assuming that you have noted it, we'll move further. You have to remember one point over here. The speed is constant. This word, you know. One more thing, direction is changing at each and every point. So, the velocity is changing. So, this is which type of motion? Accelerated motion. This you have to remember, that uniform circular motion is which type of motion? Accelerated motion. Noted with block handwriting. It's very important concept that the uniform circular motion is which type of motion? Accelerated motion, because at each and every point the velocity is changing. Now we'll try to understand about the angular displacement, angular velocity. Okay? So let's have a look at it. How we'll see the angular distance, angular displacement are related to each other, and how the linear velocity is related to the angular velocity. And that will be the last content for the day. So friends, let's move further. Okay. The content is this: angular displacement and angular velocity. After that, we will discuss how angular velocity is related with the linear velocity. Okay, first try to understand. This is what we are talking about. Object is going from this point. Suppose this is the circle with center O. It is at point A. It goes to point B. When the object is moving on a linear path, it's easy for us to judge. But when it is going on some circular path, then it is covering some displacement, and that is in terms of angle. It is covering some angle. So, this particular object, when it started its journey from point A to point B, then over here, from point A to point B, it covered some of the angle. Some of the angle is covered by this. So, let us assume that the angle covered is this, theta. This is a Greek letter written as theta. You might have heard it first time. It is not theta, although it spells as theta, but it's not theta, it's theta. It's a Greek letter which indicates angular displacement. Angular displacement, that means how much angle the object is covered. Object is covered how much angle, that depends on this particular word, that is angular displacement. How much displacement is in terms of angle, that is represented by angular displacement, and it is represented by theta. It is having one direct formula, that is theta is equals to L by R, that is length of the arc upon radius of the circle. Now what is that? Length of the arc. This much portion from here A to B, that much is called as the length of the arc. This much. Only this much. Whenever we were doing in the circular motion, we were knowing exactly whole is pi r, whole is 2 pi r, half is pi r, 1/4 is pi r by 2. If we yet consider half of pi r by 2, then we'll get pi r by 4. But what if they are giving some angle over here? If they are giving some kind of angle over here, then the displacement is the length of the arc. Okay, almost it is equal to this much portion. So, the length of the arc divided by the radius of the circle, that is represented by r. When you divide, you get a new particular term, that is theta. Okay, because it is angle, it is generally measured in radian. What is the SI unit of this angular displacement? It's radian. You have to remember this unit of angular displacement, because it is angle, is radian. I am going a bit slowly because it's a new term for you. Okay? Angular displacement and angular velocity. Object is moving on which type of path? Circular path. It is covering some particular distance over here. This is the length and this is the radius, and angular displacement is denoted by theta, and it is having one mathematical form, that is theta is equals to length of the arc upon radius of the circle. What is the angular displacement equal to? Angular displacement is L upon R, that is length of the arc upon radius of the circle. And what is the unit? Its unit is radian. Quickly note this particular point. You are having exactly 2 minutes for the same, and then we'll move further about the angular velocity. Then we'll try to analyze how these two are related with each other. As we studied theta, we'll study one more term now, angular velocity, and a new Greek letter for angular velocity. This is all about the angular displacement. Okay, this is angular displacement. Now we will discuss about angular velocity. So note it over here till you and its unit is radian. its unit is radian. Okay, this is clear, I suppose. Now we are going to discuss about angular velocity. Which concept we are going to do? Angular velocity. Angular velocity, what it is defined as? You know that what is velocity defined as? Basic definition of velocity is displacement upon time. Right? What is the formula for velocity? Displacement upon time. Now what will be the formula of angular velocity? It will be angular displacement upon time. Angular velocity is equal to angular displacement upon time. Angular velocity is angular displacement upon time. Now, angular velocity is denoted by Greek letter, that is omega. There is not W, it's omega. Again, it's a Greek letter. So, this is omega is equals to, what is angular displacement denoted by theta upon time t. This much is clear. Angular velocity omega, angular displacement theta, time is t. What is theta now? It is L by R. Okay. Now what is this L by T equal to? This. What is L by T equal to? If you observe over here, L, that is length of the arc, this much, is almost equal to this length, the displacement between the 2 points. So if we consider this as the linear displacement, upon radius into time. Okay. Now what is displacement upon time denoted by V? So omega is equals to V by R. Therefore, you are having one new particular concept. If omega is equals to V by R, then V is equals to omega R. This is the relation between the linear velocity and the angular velocity. That linear velocity is R times the angular velocity. Once again, we are doing which concept? Angular velocity. We have done angular displacement. Angular displacement is length of the arc upon radius of the arc. How it is measured in radian. That was about the angle terms. And angle is denoted by theta, a Greek letter. Coming to the angular velocity. Angular velocity is denoted by omega. Omega is equals to length of arc upon radius of arc multiplied by time, because angular velocity is angular displacement upon time. Angular displacement is theta. So omega is equals to theta by t. Replace theta by L by t. So L by t into R, what is that equal to omega? So omega is equals to V by R. Or you can say V is equals to omega R. Can you just give me the unit of angular velocity? Try to think. I am giving you exactly 1 minute to think. What will be the unit of angular velocity? Just 1 minute. Just try to think. It's very easy. We have tried to derive it. I have even explained you how the units are coming, especially when we were discussing speed, velocity, then acceleration, all that cases. Okay, omega is equals to V by R, so V is equals to omega R. Now here the unit of theta is radian, while that of time is second. So unit of angular velocity will be radian per second. That is going to be the unit of angular velocity. And this is all about the story of angular displacement, angular velocity. Now, we will consider about this particular only thing with one example so that it becomes more and more clear to you. But before we move on that, just copy it down. You are having 2 minutes for the same. Quickly copy it. Be quick in noting the content. If you will have these notes, it will help you out whenever you are revising the whole of the lesson. Otherwise, you won't be able to revise the content. You've last 1 minute to note it. I hope that you have noted it. Now, we'll move further. In this angular velocity, just imagine if I am considering the linear velocity as one example when the object is covering whole circular path. Whole circular path, when object is covering, then in that case, what will be L equal to 2 pi r. And in that case, what will be V equal to L by T, that is 2 pi r by T. That is 2 pi into r by T. Okay? So, I think now we can analyze how this V, R, L and omega are related by just this one particular equation. Here we have considered that object is moving on a linear, on a circular path, and we are considering linear velocity. Okay? The linear displacement, the distance. This is how the angular velocity and everything is related with. Okay? That's the content for the day. Now, we'll see the memory map of this particular lesson, that is, whatever content we have done, its whole memory map we will draw over here so that things become very, very, very clear for you. Once you have that memory map, it's all over. Okay, the lesson is over. Be ready for the memory map. With this, whole of the lesson gets over. The theory portion totally gets over. In our next session, we'll start with the numericals. First, we will again try to understand all the formulas, and then we will move further for the numericals. Numericals are the base for the intellectual development. We are doing the lesson, that is motion. I'm drawing the memory map, and once you will understand it, actually it's whole chapter at glance. This is what is coming in your brain once you are seeing what ma'am is writing. Uniform, non-uniform, then average, and instantaneous. Then velocity, this is having the unit of, speed is having the unit of meter per second. Similar is the velocity of unit of velocity, that is meter per second. Acceleration, its unit is meter per second square, and what is acceleration equal to? Final minus initial velocity. Okay? What is retardation? The unit over here is written. Retardation is what? It's negative acceleration. Then next, we discussed about the graphs. This is distance versus time graph. Object is stationary, uniform, speed, non-uniform speed. Now next particular is the velocity versus time graph. Uniform velocity, accelerated motion, retarded motion. Next, today's content: angular displacement, theta is equals to L by R, and what is its unit? Radian. Then angular velocity, what is its unit? Denoted by omega. Then theta by t, its unit is radian per second. Then the three equations of motion. Which are the three equations of motion? V is equals to u plus at. S is equals to ut plus at square by 2. And the last one is v square minus u square is equals to 2as. This is V, my dear ones. Okay? V square minus U square is equals to 2as. Only this much is there in the lesson. Only this much. Okay? A quick look on the whole of the memory map. What is motion? Whenever the object is constantly, whenever the object is moving, then it depends on the particular person, the observer, and so it is a relative concept. Then we talk about the reference point, that is generally taken as the origin. Then distance, path length traveled by the object is called distance. Then displacement, that is the unit of distance as well as displacement is same. Displacement is the shortest distance between two particular points, or the you can say the change in position of the object, that is final position minus initial position of the object. Then comes the speed, its SI unit is meter per second, it is of 4 types. Weather velocity, again its SI unit is meter per second, again it is of 4 types: uniform, non-uniform, average and instantaneous. Then comes the next particular thing, that is motion. This speed, after speed and velocity, we are having acceleration and retardation. Acceleration is the change in velocity, that is final velocity minus initial velocity. And what is its SI unit? Its SI unit is meter per second square. Retardation is nothing but it is same, that is negative acceleration. Then angular displacement and angular velocity, the content of today's work. Angular displacement theta is equals to L by R, and its unit is radian. Angular velocity is denoted by omega, and it is denoted by omega. Its formula is theta by d, so its unit is radian per second. Then we discussed about the 3 graphs, that is distance versus time graph, velocity versus time graph. If the distance versus time graph is the line that is parallel to time axis, then it is the object is stationary. If it is a straight line, then it is moving with uniform speed. Again, if it is zigzag, then it is moving with non-uniform speed. Coming to the velocity versus time graph, if the velocity versus time graph is the line that is parallel to time axis, then it is moving with uniform velocity. Straight line, then it is accelerated motion. And if the speed is going on decreasing, then it is which type of motion? Retarded motion. The 3 equations of motion were derived by using 2 methods. Which were those 2 methods? These 2 methods were the algebraic method and the graphical method. So this is all about the whole of the concept. Okay, and I hope that whole of the lesson is now at all clear. Basically, more number of lectures we will be taking in this particular chapter, because it is the base of the physics. Again, I am saying whole of this concept is going to carry forward it in class 11 if you are opting for science stream. Whether you opt for science stream or not, it is necessary for you to analyze the thing, because ultimately in whichever field you go, numericals are going to be helpful to you. Why? Because they are going to develop your logic. Wherever you go, you need to apply your logic in whichever department, science, commerce, arts, wherever. If you'll have the logic, then you'll have some pathway to move further. Okay? You're having 1 minute time, I'm moving out. Properly take the screenshot, and if you want to write, then I don't mind. I'm giving you 1 minute if you can write it. This is the memory map of lesson, that is motion. And I hope that whole of the content is now clear, without any kind of doubts, without any kind of problem. I am only saying take the screenshot and do not write now. We are on the verge of completion of our lecture. Okay, so I hope that you have taken the necessary screenshots, and we'll depart today with a small quote, as we are departing every time with a quote. Just when the caterpillar thought that the world is over, it got turned into a butterfly. This is what actually the life is. The caterpillar thought that now my life is over, but it got turned into a butterfly. So with this thought we depart. From tomorrow we are going to do numericals in the next session. So I hope that you have understood the content. That's all for the content of the day. Thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.